an investment opportunity that is in Crosby, Texas. It is our Crosby Lakeside RV Resort. This offering, we are currently raising 900,000. It was at 1.1, but we're currently raising, it's just south of 900,000 for that investment opportunity. It's a new development. It's located right outside of the Houston metro area. We are looking for a minimum investment of 50,000. For those of you who know us, there are some opportunities to invest just under that. We can get you all together to invest so that it can equal those 50,000 amounts. The returns that we're looking at is an average cash on cash or return to double your money. We're at somewhere between 3 times your return. We're looking at north of that amount, but we underwrote this opportunity to be very conservative. So we're at 3 times the amount. You want to know more? I can share more. The exit plan, once the development is completed, is 5 years, and it's looking really good. It's in a great, thriving market. Job increase, population has increased. Everything looks very well. And it's just minutes from a major city. And there's a lot going on there. So that's under my 60 seconds pitch. I am going to drop my information in the chat if you'd like to know more. I'm not sure if Billy Miller is here, but he also has an investment opportunity that we're helping him in. So as everyone has shared their opportunity, I will pull his up and also share his as well. So thank you so much for coming in to our capital raising mastermind session. And Steve, take it away.
Sure. I've actually got 2. Where my note investing fund, we're looking to keep raising funds for that to buy more notes. We're currently underwriting a batch of about 150 notes across the US. So these range from land to first and second positions to performing and non. We're going to pick the best ones. So we're limited by funds at this point, and those are that's debt financing at approximately 8%. So I don't know if anyone here would be interested in that. The other opportunity I have is my other business in mobile home parks. We do have a 2-park portfolio in Eastern Illinois. It is 86 pads, and I believe we're looking to raise about 500,000 to swap out, do an investor swap on one of our investors that wants to be out of the game and deploy his money elsewhere. This is 500,000 is about a 25% equity on that deal. And it's about 7 to 8% annual return and a 2x multiplier. Hold on to it for about 5 to 7 years on parks that have been in the portfolio for a while and returning those around.
Awesome. Awesome. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing those, Steve. And Steve has also dropped his information in the chat. If you arrive late, please reach out to Steve for those investment opportunities. He always has them coming. So make sure you save his information. Daryl, do you have anything to share?
No, I don't have a deal right now to share.
Yeah.
I'm working on a couple of things. So I was supposed to go to a property today, but we wound up changing it.
Okay. Well, we look forward to hearing those because we know that you have several on the horizon.
Yeah.
As you know, I'm re-looking at some off-market investment opportunities here in Arizona, which is my market, which is where I'm at. They are commercial multifamily. I have a 95 unit, a 27 unit, and I think it's 47 that I'm looking at this week. So I will share more information about that next week. The 95 unit came back to me. The seller did reduce their price. I did share the underwriting once on this call a couple months ago. So gonna relook at it, and I should have some more updates for you next week. Cool. Anthony.
Well, Alisa,
yes.
Hold on one second, please. I heard you talk about AIs coming in.
Oh, yes. I need to take those out.
No, hold tight. You continue doing what you're doing, but I just wanted to make sure
Okay,
we're not, with this meeting, we're not allowing AIs, right?
correct. And I
Okay.
did mention that at the start of the call. Yes.
Okay. That's it. That's what I need to hear. You continue
Okay.
doing your thing. I got it.
Okay. Okay. I think there's just one more left in there. Anthony, unmute. And
Ye-
hopefully you can show us yourself so the investors know who they're talking with.
Oh yes. I'm just doing a lot of moving around right now, so apologies on that.
Okay.
And yeah, so my name is Anthony Lawson, and appreciate Daryl and you and everyone else for putting on these masterminds. It's very helpful, and definitely appreciate your all time. So I'll get straight to it. I'm the founder of Global Investment Capital Group. It's a debt fund, so I'll offer anywhere between depending on how much you invest, there's different tiers. Would offer anywhere from 6% all the way up to 10% fixed return to an investor. And what we typically do is take those funds and deploy it in commercial real estate and or group homes. So we invest in a lot of group homes for mental illness and for veteran housing. I was in military myself. So we actually pick up these opportunities and they have a very good ROI and cash on cash return. And I like to call it impactful investing. So if anyone likes to contribute to that and get a good fixed return, we can definitely be there for that individual fully filed with the SEC for 506C. Only accredited investors at this time, and you're open-ended funds. So definitely let me know. I'll drop my information in the chat.
Anthony, do you can you work with investors for EMD?
So I can't do anything like that. As far as the debt fund goes, mine's operating a little bit different than a lot of people would. It's typically not like a hard money lender or anything like that. So we actually take the funds from institutions and from accredited investors and actually deploy into actually assets, and kind of reap those benefits. Now, as far as EMD, that'd be considered a loan. So I can't do anything like that. That'd be against my PPM. But what we can do is joint venture with like-minded funds. So let's say if you have a debt fund
Right.
and you needed some more capital and whatever the case may be, if we're highly liquid, we can do a joint venture with that other individual's fund. We can do a lot of collaborative opportunities as far as even if somebody had a private equity fund, depending on how your PPM is worded, I can definitely configure the investment to go on with that individual. So my fund is very flexible. Just to let everyone know, I do not do acquisition fees. I don't have any disposition fee. I don't even have a management fee. I'm strictly performance based. To let my investors know I'm truly here to give you a return first. After you get your return, then I get my return after you. So I have no fees in my fund. Strictly performance based.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
No problem. You're welcome.
So, quick question on that. Sonia Rabani, are you there and able to unmute? Because I know that you just mentioned an opportunity that sounds like it would line up with what is it Anthony was just discussing. Are you able? Okay.
I'm here. Anthony, yeah, let me reach out to you because there's an opportunity in Ohio and there's a GOB member that's looking for, was it debt funding, I think you mentioned? So I'll send you more information regarding that. The GOB member is Davidad. I don't know if you know him, if you know Davidad or not, but the property is in Columbus, Ohio. And Davidad is located there with his general contractor. He has a team there, and they have a property manager team too. So they are investors. They have a property management group that they work with, and they have a construction team. But I know they're looking for some debt funding. So if you can put in not Slack, what is this? This is a Zoom call. In a Zoom call, if you can put in your contact information, it's fantastic. I'll reach out to you.
Yes, that's fine. You can definitely reach out to me, but just to let everybody know, I'm more on the raising side. I like to raise and deploy it into group homes, different things like that. But the opportunity presents itself, and it's a very good return. As long as I can meet my investor return and I can get a return off of that, sure, I'll definitely do it. I will put my information in the chat right now. No problem.
And being a capital raiser is a good thing too. We love that.
Oh yes, absolutely.
And do you do those investments throughout the country, or is it just in a specific area?
Nope, throughout the country, nationwide.
Okay. I'd like to talk with you because there's some opportunities here as well.
Oh, yep, no problem. I'm putting all my information in the chat as we speak.
Okay, awesome. Okay. Anyone else? No one else with any opportunities? Okay. Does anyone need help? All right. So Daniel, you had mentioned previously to us that you have a property in when we were talking with Jim earlier, he mentioned that you wanted to present a property on this call.
Yeah, I'm not very prepared to present it on this call
Okay.
because I didn't do my homework. I have this problem that I end up in a doctor's office every couple of days. This morning I was in my cardiologist's office for 4 hours. So I just came back home just to get onto this call. So I'm going to write it up and maybe next time, or I can send you an email with the whole preparation.
Okay, sounds good. And apologies, I had to mute because our service provider decided to do an emergency alert while you were speaking. So I got that you said that you'll send us the information. So awesome.
That must have been a national thing because I got the same thing.
I got the same thing too.
Oh, did you just now?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
I got the same thing.
What is going on here? They know that we're trying to make some deals go on, but we're not going to get disrupted. Awesome. Okay. Let's see. All right. So Daryl dropped information in the chat that he would like to talk with anyone that can handle EMD. So Daryl, please share a little bit about what you mean by that.
So I always, listen, I always run into a lot of investors, even including myself, that we have deals, but we just need some help with the EMD money. So we may be coming up with say 200,000 and so forth. But if you know someone that can that's willing to help with the EMD on a deal, and then you'll get it back at closing, you'll get it back. So you won't lose your money.
Okay, awesome.
And even if we don't close, you'll get your money back because simply due to the fact of the way our contract is written, just in case if we do happen to need to fall out of, come back to you.
Uh-oh, you broke up. If you need to what?
Yeah, so like if we have to, so what I said was even if we have to fall out of contract, the EMD money will still come back to you with the way that we have our contract written.
Yes.
So you'll get your money back.
Yeah, because our team works to protect the EMD.
Yeah.
That's right. Awesome. So let me see. I'm trying to scroll the chat to see if there's anything else. I don't see anything else in here. So what are some of the challenges that you all are facing as far as raising capital? What are some of the challenges that you're facing?
So I would like to speak about that challenge right there.
Okay.
But it was brought up yesterday.
Okay.
At the commercial multifamily mastermind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you brought up the topic, or not topic, but the individual Grant Cardone, right?
Someone else did, but yes, you are correct.
It was someone else. Oh, someone else did. Okay, so
yep, we're not going to share names on this call, but they're present.
Okay, so I would like that particular topic, that question you just asked. I would like to make that into, what is the difference? Do people think Grant Cardone is any different than we are?
Thank you, Daryl, for asking that one. I wonder about that many times.
Can I jump in there?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, no, we're all the same. we're no different than anyone else. I think, in my personal opinion, I think when it comes to capital raising, certain people have more influence depending on social media presence, and it depends on also depends on network too. Maybe they networking more, and I do know this individual. He's out there, right? Connects and all this other good stuff. But is how good of a salesperson are you? Are you selling yourself? He's a very good salesperson. I give him that. But it also depends on a lot of other different factors, from being in certain rooms. Are you marketing yourself to be out in these rooms with high net worth individuals? Are you going to conferences, masterminds? So it really depends on all of that, because I think a lot of the challenge a lot of capital raisers have is they don't go to enough networking events. We can't sit home and expect $1 million to fall in your lap. So that's just my 2 cents.
And he's done a great job marketing and branding too. He's done an excellent job. And I've seen people on social media now is doing a great job. And you'll find out they maybe have done one deal, no deal or whatever, but they brand the heck out themselves. And you think, oh my God, this person knows what they're doing. So he's done an excellent job with marketing and branding. He's a real deal though. Got to give it to him. He's a real deal. But there's a lot of people who are marketing and branding on social media and haven't done a full cycle. So it's all about what people's perceptions are. So
Yeah, I kind of want to touch on that real quick, because I've had the opportunity to actually meet Grant in person, and I'm invested in one of his deals as well. So it's like you said, like I didn't see the guy that was speaking earlier, Anthony. Like you said, the guy spends millions on marketing per month. So I think the issue with what people doing is just starting tries to compare themselves to somebody that's put over 20 years of building up that brand and that marketing for so long, that you can't compare yourself to something like that, especially if somebody's spending millions of dollars per month on their marketing and their brand. You got to just do what you can on your level. So no difference.
absolutely.
So I would like to share that the difference is he put in the work. The difference is that he made a decision. The difference is that his mindset is focused on, I will succeed. So the people that are on this call, that are also in commercial multifamily masterminds, that are also in GOB network, the difference is we got to look at ourselves in the mirror and we got to say, am I in this for the right reason? Am I in this because I am going to do the work? Am I going to make the decision to go to someone and spend thousands of dollars because I see how successful they are? Or am I going to stick with the network that has been proven, that has $1 million owners, net worth, people that are here in the call, that also have mentors that are here, that are willing and come weekly to provide value for free. They also do it for a fee if you want their individual attention. And you have to look at that as, I can access someone right here. Like, Daryl has mentorships. There may be other folks that are here on the call that have mentorships. We have them in GOB Inc. as well. But you have to look and see, do I want that one-on-one with a person or with a mentor? Do I want a mentorship in a small group setting? Or do I want a mentorship with 20,000 people? Do I want to pay $50,000 for a mentorship? Or do I want to come to an organization that says that they're willing to participate and grow with me and be there for me and to support me along the way? So why do you all come to this call?
Exactly. What are you looking for? What do you want in return?
I come to this call because I like you guys.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you, Daniel. I love
Right.
that.
I
So-
was. Oh, go ahead, Daryl. I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead. No, Anthony, go ahead, because I was going to start calling people. They don't say nothing, so I'm gonna start calling people names out to
Oh,
find
for
out
sure.
what are you here for.
I would say for myself, I think this is like my fourth one, and I love these calls. You know, if I could hop in every time that I can without, you know, and conflicting with a schedule, I would definitely do it. I'm actually here to see who can I network with to do deals and raise capital. That's all it is, deals and capital for me. So, you know, just strictly straight to the point. And by the way, Daryl, I just sent you a reply to your comment for somebody that can handle the EMD. That's all he does.
Oh, okay. There you go. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I think that's what it's about. You saw that Anthony comes because he gets value from the call, but he also dropped information in the chat in response to what Daryl needed help with, right? So who else? Alessandra, are you available to unmute?
All right, guys, I'm driving down the street as usual with the FEMA test going off
Man, cut that-
on my phone.
Put that camera off.
The camera is off. You
No,
looking at me
camera's
now?
on.
Yeah, you looking
No,
at me
you
now.
drive. Keep your eyeballs on that road.
That's why the camera was off.
Go for
I
it. So why
come
do you
is-
attend
is
these
a co-
calls?
The reason that I come is for a couple of reasons. One, that I'm in Chicago, so as a broker here in Chicago, you know, I have a place to sit back and present some deals. And number two is when I'm ready to start investing for myself, I have a group of people that I can sit back and can ask a bunch of questions to. Or number two on that is to see if you want to go in on the investment with me. So there are things that I don't know. So I learned a lot, you know, being here. Because when you're just on the broker side, you don't know all the other details on the opposite side. So I do have a question though, because someone called me last night going, I want to buy this 10-unit building. It's 90% vacant. Who can I use as a lender? And it's like not too many folk, not too many lenders that I know of is giving a deal on something like that. So if somebody happens to know a lender who is doing those type of deals, because it's going to need work, and she wants to make it into affordable housing for senior citizens. But like I said, it's only a 10 units. So if somebody knows somebody, please let me know. I'm gonna give you my cell phone number since I'm driving. It is 872-267-2070. 872-267-2070. That's it.
That got blasted out to over 1 million people.
Hey,
You put your cell phone out to 1 million people.
It's
Oh,
it's
no.
really okay, because guess what? The right ones will call. I know how to defend everything.
awesome. I also just dropped your information in the chat. The first question that I have for you is, does she have a business plan already for that property? Did she underwrite the property? And does she have a team? A team being an attorney. We know that she doesn't have a lender. She's trying to find someone for that. Does she have a property manager that will tell her what rents they can get for that site and how they would manage it and what their fee would be?
Okay, so number one, she self-manages all her property. She normally purchases townhouses. And
Okay.
now she is decided she wanted to do something like this. She does have her general contractor that is going to look at the property, because I told her that needs to be done yesterday. I said, and then after that, I will help her out on doing some of the spreadsheet work for that. What's your other question? I know I just missed something.
It was to underwrite it. So when you take the property with the market rents that are in the area, can she achieve those market rents? Because what she's going to have to do is she's going to have to build a business plan, which is what we call that. And a portion of that business plan is the underwriting, right? Is she holding this for legacy hold? Is she wanting investors to invest with her? Can she afford the down payment on her own? Or is she looking for capital? She's going to have to put that all in there because the lender is going to want to see that or know
Right.
that. And how quickly can she fill the building, and what condition is it in, right?
I am going to assume, just because I have some knowledge of what's going on in that particular neighborhood, that she's gonna have to put some work into the building. The building was built in 1962. It does not have a basement. And so because she has not seen the inside, and neither have I seen the inside, she's also a broker, but this is her first time looking at a multifamily piece of property. She's a townhouse queen, and she's stepping over into something else.
She needs to go lay eyes on that property.
Yeah, and I told her that. It's like as soon as possible, you need to see what the condition is on the inside. The property is pre-foreclosure. I do know that one already. Because this is not the first time that she's talked to me about it, but this will be the first time she's getting inside of it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I would say she needs to do the homework first. There may be some lenders that can help out. Are there any lenders on the call currently? I would say reach out to Chris Peters. I may have someone I'll talk with, a local lender that we have out here. Where'd you say the property is?
It's in Chicago.
Oh, it is. Okay. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, I told her I would put my feelers out because it's like, if anybody knows, I know somebody on this group has somebody who can sit back and help out. Is it going to be a hard time for her to fill it? I don't think so, since she only wants senior citizens in this particular building. She specifically said that.
Has she linked up with any organizations that place senior citizens?
That's not a issue, since we have a lot of senior suites in Chicago, but this is a little different when seniors they don't want to necessarily live in a senior suite, but to live in an actual apartment building. So those type of services won't be there. However, they don't have to be bothered with a whole bunch of other people either.
Okay.
Because if you're making a building just seniors, guess what? It'll go for just seniors, and that's exactly how you advertise it: senior citizens only. If you want to do just vets, you just put down veterans only, and don't allow anybody else to come in who does not make that qualification.
Right.
Okay.
That way you're not discriminating, but you only want that particular source of people for that. And so she could actually do senior vets and still get, the VA to help her out on the rent there.
On placement. Yeah.
So if
absolutely.
it's a 1-bedroom here in that particular neighborhood, the rents are at $900 for 1-bedroom and $1,100 for 2 bedrooms. So I do know that. I used to manage over there, so I keep up.
Okay, that's good. The only reason why I asked about that is because potentially if you do have organizations out there that will place seniors, there may be opportunity to allocate maybe 4 units towards that organization, and they can rent it as one tenant, which is the organization, and that organization can lease space to their clientele, and you can just charge, triple nets because it's one
Right.
organization. So, that's how you can kind of get guaranteed rent for a whole year for 4 units. So that's why, I just asked that question.
Well, I will mention that to her. But at this point, we're just trying to figure out what's going on the inside. I think what I will do is also tell her that I'll walk through the building with her. Because I know her GC is going to walk through the building, and I'll just tell her I'm gonna be a tag along, just so I can see what that condition is compared to the building that I managed, to see what kind of upgrades that it needs. Because when the people bought the building that I managed, they still had not upgraded it. It looked the exact same way it did when the former owners owned it. I'm like, oh, so you calling this upgrade? It's not upgraded. I know those kitchen cabinets. They've been there since 1962 or 67.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So if anyone on this call, anyone within our network, if you know of a lender that will lend on a 90% vacant property, let us know. You can always send us a message. You can instant message us on whichever means you are watching this recording on. For those of you that are here live with us, you can send a message to Dara, I, or to our Inc. Email. You can also send a message to support at gobnetwork.com. So,
does anyone know anything about Liba?
Yeah, leave it. Send us an update. She's getting better. Family's getting stronger. She's still focused on some of the things that she has to address. And hopefully she'll be back with us in the new year.
How about Jim? I haven't seen him for a while on the show either.
Yeah, so thankfully, Jim had the opportunity to take a vacation. He was in Hawaii with his grandkids, whom he loves. He has some investments that he's going to check on. So he is, flying around the country, dealing with those investments. And as you all know, we've said time and time again, when you invest, you have to be ready to go on site to those properties. As you see in Daryl's video, he's in one of our apartments that's there in Dayton, Texas, because we have some things there locally that need to get addressed, and he's there on site. And in Jim's case, I believe I'm not sure if he's going back to Louisiana right now, but he has some assets that he needs to go check on. So he's back in full force working. You may even see him next week when he's on site. Awesome. And so
Can I say something about that,
Yeah.
Alicia?
Yeah.
Being a broker in Chicago, I can always tell who has eyeballs on their property just because of the condition that the property is at on the outside. And then when I drive by and I see a bunch of people hanging out, it's like, is that who you really want in your property? Because it's telling me that you don't care and you don't come visit and see what's going on. So it's so important that you do some drop-bys just so that you can see what the property manager is or is not doing, or the type of tenants that they have in the property, because you need to have some type of rules and regulations for your building. And when you have that, then your building always will maintain value. When you don't have it, it's automatically going to lose value because you have not had that serious conversation with your property management. Okay, I'm finished.
That's right. We reference teams a lot on this call. When you're investing, if your team is your family, and if you're married, it's you have your spouse. We deploy our kids all the time. My mom, we get our family going, even those that are extended to us. Our investment team that invested in David in Dayton, Texas, I call them family too, because we've grown a lot together. So, just make sure that you have a strong team. It's people that you know that not only operate in wisdom, but that they also operate trustworthy. You need people that are going to be honest with you, tell you where they're at, and where they want to go, and make sure that your views, your goals line up. Because if they don't, it can be a very tough situation. So that goes for attorneys, that goes for property managers. And property managers, you may go through a few before you get the one that is a gem, but you want to make sure that you do your due diligence. Daryl, did you have something you wanted to share? You are on mute, mister.
I just said no. You said a mouthful for me. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have Thurman Cohen. What are you needing help with? And going back to Daryl's question, resetting the room. Does anyone feel, so we're going to each of you, does anyone feel there's a difference between Grant Cardone himself or the Grant Cardones of the industry? Because there are several folks that are like him, and our organization or the people that you know here locally.
I'm a little confused. What do you, just cause he's bought gazillions of properties all around the country, or what are you speaking about with that?
In the trainings and what he offers, we understand the marketing is big, but y'all can do the same marketing and be successful. And it doesn't have to cost $10,000 to do it.
Absolutely, because there's some other organizations that are out there that's doing the exact same thing that he has done. And you just have to know what the system is and start putting it to work. It's not that you can't do it. You just have to decide, make a decision. This is what I want to do. And once you make that decision, then the doors start opening up. But the decision has to be made, because all the doors are closed until you make that decision that this is what I'm walking into.
Exactly. And I think people are getting kind of nervous to answer that question. And we can share some helpful points. So Brian, did you want to share anything? I see that you're on mute. Are you still there?
He may be in school.
Oh, okay. Brian.
Yeah, I think he a teacher.
Oh, okay.
I want to ask a question. Do you guys know who Vikram Raya is?
Say that one more time.
Do you know who Vikram Raya is? Vikram Raya.
No,
I'm not sure.
Never heard of him.
Put the name in the chat.
Vikram was a student of Dave Lindell, an Army mentor.
Oh.
He was a doctor, and he had a hard time between deciding whether he wanted to go in multifamily apartment buildings or stay as a doctor and help people, because that's what his family taught him to do. Doctors, the Indian culture is not about money. It's about dedication to people's lives. So Vikram had a hard time making a decision. He made that decision, go into multifamily. And if anyone wants, I can send you a video of his story. And today, Vikram is about to become having assets of $1 billion.
So
in the same real estate space that we're in.
Question for you. In 60 seconds, when he started off and he made the decision to invest, what did he do to grow his net worth the way that you're sharing?
I need a month time to tell you all the things he did.
Quick snapshot.
He went from where we are to where we want to go. He went from where I came from. I came into this industry by accident when I broke my neck. And if I didn't break my neck, I would never be talking to you right now. I'd never be in this industry. And he came from that same kind of background because we went to the same school. I never met him because he already graduated from the school. But we are educated by the same educator. They say sometimes a student can become better than the teacher. He became one of those students. And that's what I was hoping to be. But
A
I think I'm trying too hard and I'm not in the right direction yet.
So there's some simple principles, right? This world operates in systems. Our government operates in systems. Organization operates in systems. So we have to make sure that the system we design or we acquire for ourselves, because we always talk about R&D. I'm a KW agent, KW commercial. It's rip off and duplicate, which Grant Cardone also shares that. It's a system that you tap into, that you say, okay, I'm going to be a part of the system. I'm going to do what the system says, and I'm going to follow the process, right? If you get good about following the process, which is simple, it's simple. They're repeatable processes. Daryl's my mentor. He'll tell you he's not my mentor anymore. I'm his partner. He'll tell you all that, right? But there are things that he shared when I was starting off. I have over 24 years of experience in real estate, in commercial real estate, right? My experience is through property management. It's through being representation for owners, for tenants, for buyers, all of that. I'm on the brokerage side, right? And we'll get right back to you, Steve. But being on the investment side, the ownership side is a whole different animal. So I needed guidance and support in order to shift my focus from all the stuff that I know, either from real estate or just in life, which is what I'm sure all of you guys may be nurses, doctors, car salesmen, teachers, whatever it may be, behavioral health professionals, whatever. You may even be a student, right? Because I'm raising students here. If you are that person, tap into a resource. My resource, I tapped into, outside of spiritual, which are my bishop and my pastor with the Virtue Church. I'm going to do that plug. Look us up. I tapped into Daryl. And what he taught me is it's a mindset. So you start with your mindset. What is your focus, right? Where do you want to be 5 years from now? You take that and then you dial it back. It's like having a plan for 90 days. You see the goal, you walk that goal back and you take the steps to help you achieve the goal. Then there is to make sure that you plug this in on your calendar. Because if it's not on your calendar, be honest, you're not going to do it. You're just not going to do it. I know I'm not. So I try to put stuff on my calendar, not try. I am putting things on my calendar. So it's also how you speak, right? Then you take a look at your calendar, the stuff that are on there. Make sure that you're assigning time to make the calls that you need to make. Who are you calling? Well, that goes back to the criteria of what we talked before. What is your criteria? My criteria is we invest in commercial multifamily apartments. Exactly. And Daniel's showing you his criteria. So see, there's also a different way. He has it on paper. He has it on something that he can see it and look at. I have it on something electronic. And Daryl shared with you all yesterday that I'm a visual learner. There may be visual people. So I put my stuff on Microsoft OneNote because I want to be able to pull it up and look at it. So what's your criteria? 100 units, 1980s build or early or younger or newer, right? We want something that is going to double our money within 5 years, 5 to 7 years now, because of the markets we invest in, right? We're doing syndications. If we can do a JV, we'll do a JV. But those are some of the things that you need to know about what your goal is so that you can look at those opportunities that are in the markets that you select. Is a market a whole state? No, right? You have to make sure that you know what a market is. If you need help with that, which is what these mentors are, I'm going to use the words supposed to help you with, you will be able to be fixed and focused on taking those steps to invest. So when we made this, when you make the decision, you should be able to invest within a few months. If you're doing the work, if you're making the phone calls, you're underwriting the properties, or you have a team member that's underwriting the properties, you should be able to invest in an investment opportunity within 90 days. So I challenge the members that are on this call before next week, share with us, what is your criteria? Plain and simple. If you have access to the Slack, put it in the capital raising channel and say, it doesn't have to be a big proposal, because I know we started off with a big proposal. We want to keep it simple. Drop in 4 things. What is your criteria? And along with that message, drop in what you need help with. If you have an investment opportunity, put that investment opportunity into that channel and say exactly what you need and what time frame you need to have it in. Does anyone have questions on that? Steve, you had your hand raised.
Yeah. Something I'm looking for out of this group is networking with a couple of people who can put me in contact with other people who got money. Because I'm looking for more passive investors, not active. So, I know coming to this group, most of these guys here, most of you all are wanting to be more active than what I'm looking for. But it's also good to connect with others, and I like to share what I know. Alicia, what you're talking about regarding the Grant Cardone stuff, and some of what you said, I don't buy into it as much anymore, because I do see, I'm actually in another mastermind class for a completely different industry right now, and there's a whole lot of time spent on thinking and planning. And one thing that frustrates me is there's not enough time doing. People
Exactly.
talk, that drives me nuts. So, like, as important as it is to have, change the mindset, as important as it is to have the mission statement and, your criteria and XYZ, how many deals are you looking at each week? How many calls did you make? Do the work. And that's the thing where I think, you got the 80-20 rule out there, and all of the gurus out there, from Grant Cardone to Kiyosaki to Trump University, whatever, 20% of those students are the only ones who do anything. 80% of those people sign up. They sign up. Yeah. They show up to the classes and they start the homework for 1 week, and 20% of those people make it a week, I would say. And then it's just gets smaller and smaller from there, because people don't do the work. They do a lot of thinking about the work. And that's one thing that really frustrates me. And kind of, for me, is that, if I'm not seeing that, work is getting done by people, I'm just like, well, what are you doing? You can't think about work and make it get done. And super frustrating. Our teams of people that we have, our VAs that we have on our team, we know what they do because we've got a scorecard in place. That's part of Gino Wickman's book, Traction. If you haven't read that, that's a great book on how to do the work, in my opinion, not just think about it. They have you think about a lot of it, but they also have you, they give you the systems of how to track doing the work. And that is, I'm feeling very impassioned by that right now, because this other mastermind that I'm on, was our first class, and the class, the coaches, they just got $500,000 in change in the last week because all these people signed up. And the very first 2-hour class was all about the absolute basics of what is a business? What is a CEO? And I was like, damn, I need to go into coaching business if that's all it takes. And it was a lot of thinking, a lot of theory. But my thing is get out there and do the numbers and do it. Don't aim for 100%. That was my downfall. Before I had partners, I would underwrite everything. And as soon as I found a reason why it didn't fit in my underwriting, I threw it away. And then I didn't get any deals. But my partners, they are Wild West guys. They shoot from the hips. And then we figure out what we're going to do. So I definitely encourage you, get someone on your team who is that, so that you are not talking yourself out of everything. Get somebody who pushes you to do the work if you are someone who can't just do the work if you like to think. Engineers, I'm talking to you because I know you're all like me because that's where I come from. We think really, really well and very critically. Okay, I'm off my soapbox. Thank you.
No, that was excellent. That was excellent. And a large part of what we share and what we teach is you have to do the work. Whenever we tell you, and we normally listen to the students and see where they're starting at, and a lot of people just don't know how to do. So I think it is Lois. You're next on my screen.
Hi.
Hi, Lois.
So,
What do you need help with?
not anything right now. I'm not looking at any deals. I'm looking to get into a deal. So I'm looking to do more passive investing. I have to stay under the radar for a bit due to my current W-2 job. So that's what I'm looking to do.
Okay. So Steve, there you go. Passive investor right there.
There you go. Yeah, Lois, reach out to me if you want to be passive. Come connect with me and keep you passive and keep it under the radar, whatever that means. Wink, wink.
Yep.
Steve said passive
Thank
like
you.
3 or 4 times. He means passive, girl. Okay.
Yeah, I know it. I got it. Yep. All right.
We also have some passive opportunities in our GLB network fund. So Lois, we got you down. So we got you covered on that one too with the GLB network fund. Evan. Are you there?
Yes. Hi, guys. Yeah, so I guess what I'm looking for right now would be I'm looking for some good investor relations people. Putting together my fund. It's a evergreen fund of fund. So I'm looking to connect with people that are willing to take action, not just talk about it, like Steve was mentioning. So I'm looking for investor relationships and partners to really get the fund going. So I have all the structure, everything in mind. So I'm just looking for good, like-minded people so we can really take action, so we can still go out there and start really raising money. And people that have at least a network. I'm looking for people that have at least 3,000 followers on LinkedIn, because that really shows me that you are pretty active. You have a somewhat small network you could reach out to. You could post things, people can kind of start seeing. So I'm looking for folks that do have active social media. So because if we're in the business of raising capital, you can't be shy about being on social media, talking to people, making connections. So that's what I'm looking for right now. So anyone who has a LinkedIn page, has a lot of professionals that have money, that has potentially accredited. So I'm looking for folks like that. So that's what I'm looking for right now. So people that can connect and we can really get this fund going, so we can go out there and have this evergreen fund. Then we can really go out and invest in whether it's notes, real estate, multifamily. So just the whole goal is to get this fund solid. So yeah, so that's what I'm looking for right now. So if anyone wants to reach out, wants to take action, let's talk. Yeah, that's my ask.
Awesome. Thank you, Evan. All right. Daryl, do you have anything else to share?
Yeah. I'm looking for action-driven people. I'm looking for those that want to be in on a deal, that want to put the work in. I'm looking for people that you read enough books, okay, and you've listened to enough podcasts, you've watched enough YouTube videos, and you're ready now you're ready to get off the couch. I would like to partner with you. I would like to help you in your journey. Okay. Now I do have a criteria that I go by. Okay. But if I could help you, I'm asking you to reach out to me. Let me try to help you. Okay. That's what I would like to do. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Daryl. Well, those of you that are still on the call and those of you that are either currently watching or will watch us a little bit later, thank you for joining us on our GOB Network Capital Raise call. If you need help, reach out. We look forward to seeing you all next week. We do have a speaker next week. His name is Randy Smith. He's with Impact Equity. He's located here in Arizona, but invests nationwide. They've also invested with Rise 48 among several other assets. He has a phenomenal story. And if you want to know how to make it, whatever term you call it, come to the call next week. Be inspired and be action oriented. There's some tools that he shares, and there's a lot of value that you can get. And guess what? GOB Network right now is free. So tap in because there's a reason why it's free. We want to see more people invest and leave a legacy for their families. So thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all. Have a
Thank
good day.
you. Bye-bye.
Have a good day.